Hey there everyone, JhN here, and in this video we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do kind of a workshop for discovering your purpose, and I'm going to walk you through a little micro visualization and then ask you a bunch of questions, so be ready to jot down those answers either on your phone or a little notepad. But get somewhere nice and comfy and cozy and safe and just kind of where you're set aside from any distractions, and you can be really tuned into the video. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you all the tips and techniques and strategies and tools to achieve that purpose, to plug and play so that you can actually see that coming to life and breathe life into discovering your purpose and standing on that podium of achievement. So for those of you returning, thank you so very much. I'm excited to share this video with you guys. And for those of you who are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. I do at least probably one video every 10 days or so now, and really cool stuff, mindfulness, manifestation, meditation, and a lot of other spiritual work for the ego and the soul and just all this expansion that is going on through this channel. So I'm happy that you're giving me the opportunity. And if you have any questions, be sure to ask away in the comment section and give me that thumbs up if you think I deserve it. So let's get started on discovering your purpose. Okay, as I stated, I hope that you're somewhere nice and cozy and comfortable and quiet so that you can take a nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, just close your eyes. And I'm going to walk you through this guided visualization. So now, one more deep breath and exhale. And we're just going to start thinking about you're taking a morning stroll, a nice brisk stroll in the morning in your hometown, and it's very quiet. The rest of the world's not up yet, but birds are chirping and the sun's rising, and you're seeing the beauty of the season, and you can hear your footsteps. You got a nice little coffee in your hand, and you're walking down this street. But then you stop, you see somebody kind of familiar coming the other way, coming towards you, and you continue walking, but your gaze narrows there, and you look in, and you're like, wait, they look kind of familiar, and you both keep walking towards one another, but the other person's not paying attention yet. And then with a gasp, you're kind of like, oh my God, that's me. It's got to be a future version of me, like, I don't know, like a year from now or 6 months or something, but that's me. And you're just appalled and in awe. Oh my gosh, that is the future version of myself. And they are beautiful. They're the best you've ever seen them. They look so healthy and fit, and you could just tell by the way they look that they feel good and content with their body and their emotions and their spirituality, and mentally they're strong and focused, and they're just radiating with this something that you don't have or that you don't know just here and now, but they have it and they know it, and you can tell. Their shoulders are back, their chest is out, their chin is up. They're walking with this confidence, but it's not arrogant. It's just like this humbled confidence, like they're radiating this beauty, this inner love and compassion, and they're coming and approaching you closer and closer, and you're looking at them, and it's actually kind of hard to look upon them because you're almost like sheepish, because they're just so beautiful and they're everything you've ever wanted to be, and it's only like 6 or 9 or 12 months from here, so you're just baffled as to what could have changed so drastically in your life for that to be your destiny. So you're both approaching one another, and they still haven't seen you. They're just strolling along, taking in the trees and the birds, and it's like a Disney movie. They're just so absorbed in presence and really grateful for their current moment, but they're also just very, very happy with who they are. They're just beaming this self-love. And as you guys approach one another, your gazes meet, and they stop and you stop. And they take a nice deep breath, and their face just softens further, and they look at you, and their gaze, it's actually hard to hold it because they're just so radiant, and you're just kind of like humbling down because it's hard to take that in. And they just smirk, and they just approach, take a nice deep breath, and then they ask you this question. Hey, you, I have a question for you. If I am a potential future destiny for you, what is it that you could do or be in order to arrive at this place, which is utterly fantastic and amazing? What is it that you want to do with your life in order to become me? And before you start giving me a whole pile of evidence of why you could never do this thing in your heart, I don't want to hear it, because it's all BS. And I'm proof of that, is that I want you to see all the reasons you can become me and ignore all the reasons you can't. We're not even going to breathe life into those things. Only state out with your trueness from your heart, what is it you want to do with your life and who do you want to become? With that question, I want you to consider these other ones, and you're going to write down that answer, and I'm going to have you write down a few other answers here which are going to help define your purpose. So I stated some of these things for the visualization, but it's important for you to have your opinion on some more detailed specifics. So I want to know, how does the future version of you look and feel emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically? I want you to write that down to describe that person with those 4 little sections there. Do they look happy? And if so, why and how happy? Describe what makes that person so happy. What do they do for a living? And are they paid well? Or are they wealthy or rich or just getting by? Or are they poor and broke? You can describe their job and their income. And just so you know, a lot of people confuse your job as your purpose. You may be fulfilling your purpose through your job, and you may not be. Your purpose may just to be a stay-at-home mom or a working mom, but it doesn't mean that you have to fulfill your purpose through your job title. So you can do anything you want, and that future version has any job that you want, and whether that's your purpose or not doesn't matter. So describe what that person does for a living and what they get paid to do that job. Is that future version of yourself happy and content with who they are? Are they filled with an authentic sense of self-love and self-worth? If so, write down why. What kind of lifestyle do they have? Like, are they a world traveler? Are they good doing a bunch of volunteer trips? Or are they a hermit living off in the woods? What does their day-to-day lifestyle look like? And where do they live? Relationships. Are they in a committed relationship? Do they spend all their time with a group of friends or family members? Describe intimate, romantic, and just the regular run-of-the-mill relationships for that future version of yourself. And are they charitable and helping others with all this surge of good fortune that's probably flowing into their life? What are they doing with it, and how are they doing that? And lastly, is that future version of yourself perfect, just the way they are, but at the same time mindful that they are on a spiritual journey and continuously growing while staying grateful and appreciative of their many blessings and gifts? So now that you've answered all those questions, we're going to plug and play here. I'm going to give you a bunch of tips, but I want to talk a little bit about purpose. It is so challenging for us to see and know and feel our purpose, because a lot of us just do not think we are worthy of having that happiness, that fulfillment, that peace, that abundance, that love. And this is the very hardest thing, but the very first thing we need to correct is that you are worthy, you are special, and your destiny is one of abundance and love and peace and fulfillment and living a life of purpose. You have to know that it's not only for some people, it's for you, my friend, and it can happen if you believe you're worthy of it, and then you plug and play the steps that I'm going to give to you here and now. As your future self stated, we can give off 100,000 reasons of why we're not good enough, and all the different evidence and different variables of why we're never going to achieve our purpose and success, and all the different pressures and things that are just preventing us from doing so. But we don't exist there. That's what I teach, is our mindset is focused on all the reasons we can achieve that abundance and know our purpose. But we have to believe that, and we have to breathe life into that and change our mind from that negative, toxic mindset to one of positivity and abundance. So through these tips that I'm going to give to you right now, all these steps, you are going to do exactly that. We're going to reprogram our mindset and our heart, and we're going to start manifesting and being mindful, detaching from life while creating the life of our dreams. Step one, now that we know what that future version looks like and we kind of described them with all those questions, I want you to write this affirmation down. And you're going to read it every morning and every night before going to bed. I'm grateful that I can achieve anything I set my mind and heart towards achieving. I'm grateful for all the success I've realized in pursuing my dreams and desires. It is done. I live a life of abundance and fulfillment. So step two here is, now that we have a pretty good idea of what that future version looks like, you're going to write down everything with a little bit more clarity here, but you're going to write it down differently than you did with answering the questions. I want you to write down, I'm grateful that I have this job. I'm grateful that I make this much money. I'm grateful that I am healthy and well and fit mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. I'm grateful for blank. And you're going to write those sentences out. So step three here is, every morning and night, in addition to reading off that affirmation, you're going to read off all of those lines, the ones I am grateful for blank. So do that in your mind or out loud. Step four here is, you're going to spend a few minutes every day, 5 to 10 minutes if you can, after meditation, or take a little break somewhere, and I want you to visualize yourself living that future life and achieving those successes, like celebrating them, like a little kid, sitting in math class dreaming about recess, daydreaming about that stuff. You're going to go into a visualization. We're going to kind of have like a movie montage of, if you're in that intimate relationship, that beauty of holding hands and walking through the park and traveling together and wining and dining and snuggling in the bed. And if you have the children or not, or if you're traveling a lot, all the different places that you're going with friends and family members, and your job, really where you're working and feeling fulfilled, and creating a bunch of money and income for yourself, and volunteering and being charitable and giving back to others, and taking your friends and families out to wine and dine. Whatever your life is, you're going from one scene to the next. But the vitally important thing here, the thing that this is all a waste if you don't do this, is you want to feel how that person feels. So if they're confident and they have a ton of money coming in, and they're so happy that they can take their entire family on a cruise or something, feel humbled with gratitude and love that you can do that and be that person. If you're seeing successes and you're becoming a professional boxer and you keep winning, or you've competed in marathons and you're crossing that finish line, or you're just being a really beautiful, peaceful, stay-at-home mom, see yourself in that situation, experiencing that joy, and celebrate it. Like, truly celebrate it. Like, if somebody showed up at your door and was like, everything you're ever going to dream of and desire is done with this magic lamp, you would be like on your knees, fulfilled, crying with emotion that you could rub that lamp and all of your dreams would come true. Or you'd be jumping up and down with it, holding it like a trophy, so happy and celebrating that you're able to do this in your life. That's the kind of emotion you want to run through you. When I'm doing my little micro visualizations, what I call them, sometimes I'll actually cry, because I am just overwhelmed with gratitude for the life that I am living, and therefore manifesting and continuing to create my future. It's just really hard and overwhelming, and I get these swells, these surges of emotion just totally crumple me down to nothing, and it feels amazing. And that is powerful manifestation. You want to feel as if you already are that future version of yourself. Next step here is ask yourself, what's the very first step you need to take in order to achieve those successes and fulfillment within your purpose? And then you take that step and you do not give up. I repeat, you do not give up until that step has been achieved. And then you ask yourself, what is the next step I need to take in order to achieve success? And you continue down the line until you cross that finish line. And sometimes we don't know the first step. That's okay. What you're going to ask is, what is the first step I need to take? You're literally going to ask that to the powers that be, your higher self, your angels, the entities and spiritual guides and mentors that are pouring down devotion and love and guidance into your life. And ask yourself that question. And the universe will give you the answer. It'll come in signs and inspiration, that guttural kind of instinct to do something. You'll think of this, you'll be, pulled with a certain gravity in a certain direction. Signs will come, people will come into your life. They'll be very apparent and non-coincidental instances and occurrences that happen that are persuading you, like a little river current pulling you somewhere towards a certain direction. So you don't have to have it all figured out, but you can lean on your higher self or the powers that be to help you go towards the direction you're meant to go. Next step here is to put in the hard work, the dedication and determination here. These things aren't going to happen on their own. So unless you want to sit on the couch eating potato chips and that's your purpose, that could be it. Then you're going to have to put in the hard work to do so. So you're going to ask for help. You don't have it all figured out, but there are literally like 1 million resources out there now. There's books, there's podcasts, there's YouTube videos, there's TikTok. You can do all this kind of educational learning because literally everybody wants to help. Some people are putting out stuff about everything you could ever imagine, and it's out there for the taking for you to benefit on. So anything that you need to learn is out there to be learned. And if there's something that you need to create, then that's great because you're just going to make it up along the way, and it's going to be perfect as it continues to evolve in its own right. So ask for help, but put in the hard work and dedicate yourself towards achieving each step after the next. Next step here is to believe you are worthy of achieving your dream life and all these successes. And whatever your faith is, if it's nihilist or atheist, or maybe it's Christian or Muslim or Buddhist or Jewish, it doesn't matter. Your true faith, in addition to that faith, is within yourself. Okay, so those coupled together, you are an unstoppable force of achievement, and you have to have the faith that you are worthy of achieving your goals every single day. You got to tell yourself this through the visualization, through the affirmations, through thinking and speaking and believing and feeling that this is already done. It's your destiny. And never listen to anybody who tells you otherwise. Only surround yourself and allow the people. It's kind of like having the earmuffs on. You take them off when people are lifting you up and filling you with positivity and encouragement. And when they're not, you put those earmuffs back on, and you don't have time for that stuff. You are worthy of it. So see yourself being successful and never stop believing. There are so many stories of people who just stopped an inch or a centimeter away from the finish line, from achieving their goals. So if it becomes extremely difficult and you become very overwhelmed with frustration and you're about to give up, no, you're so close. So do not throw in the towel yet. Keep motivating yourself. Keep determining that you are an unstoppable force and never give up on your goals until you're standing on that podium. It's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be challenging because you're supposed to grow through those challenges, gaining wisdom and strength and experience. And therefore, if you think about it, if you have to go and navigate through all these different obstacles and the ebbs and the flows and all the different things that you had to, like all the messes and stuff that you had to fix, but ultimately you end up on that summit of success, that's when it's worth it. That's when you know you worked your ass off to get there, that you never stopped believing, you were dedicated and determined and motivated and committed, and all these variables and all these people who told you couldn't do it, never believed in you, and all these different things working against you, and you turn the tides. And all of a sudden you became this unstoppable force of achievement. And so, in those micro visualizations, when you're trying to drum up the gratitude, you think about that. You think about how much work it took to get there, and you are really authentically, truly humbled with gratitude that all of your hard work paid off. You've seen it time and time again. Those celebrities who get the Oscar, or the sports stars who get the trophies, the championships, they're not walking around with this crazy swagger and everything. They're crying. They're humbled with gratitude and appreciation and love because of all the dedication and hard work and all the struggles and all the crap that they had to go through in order to get there. So never stop believing, and know when a struggle comes your way, you say thank you, because I am gaining from this. I'm stronger, I'm wiser, and I am victorious. It is my destiny. It is certain, and I am never giving up until I'm standing on that summit of victory. So this has been a powerful video for you. Thank you guys. Hopefully it has been anyway, but thank you guys for watching. Be sure to ask some questions in the comment section. Let me know how I can help. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notifications button so you're on the up and up when I release new content. And of course, please check me out on TikTok and Instagram and let me know how I can help. I do personal mentoring. I have a mindfulness and manifestation masterclass. So if you want a really in-depth program, be sure to check out my website, JhN&x.com. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.